It's an awesome thing to step into the universe together. And in session, we meet outside of all the ways we put conditions on our and provisional agreements in our lives. In session, we're free. It's a nice thing to be free. So you can think anything you want, you can feel anything you want. You might notice that you don't need anything and you're already happy. But there's not a problem. Not yet a problem. But then there's still not yet a problem like that. So these two old teachers were, one of them was more of a teacher than the other, and the other one sort of followed him around and tried to steal wisdom. And he said, why? How does the bodhisattva of great compassion, the bodhisattva of great mercy, how does the bodhisattva use all those hands and eyes? 80,000 hands with an eye in the palm of each. So how does the bodhisattva use all those hands and eyes? The response was, it's like reaching for a pillow in the night. How do we enter this life completely? Reaching for a pillow in the night. I understand. The teacher says, what do you understand? All over the body are hands and eyes. Wherever you look. And the body also means the great body of the universe that we're not only in, we are. We're part of it, it's part of us. I understand. All over the body are hands and eyes. And the teacher says, well, I don't know. I mean, I think that's about 80% of it. How would you say it? Teacher? And the teacher says, all through the body, hands and eyes, penetrating everything, nowhere that's not it. Nothing you see is not it. You're the leaf setting off. Thinking, wow, I'm going off on my next journey. It's a big journey. The dying person setting off. I'm going off on my next journey. The fox setting off on the hillside. Hands and eyes. Work up, we have foxes who come through our family, friendly, they're kind of family members, you know. But then we also have other people come through that we don't know as well. And so I woke up with this funny clunking sound last night and went out on the deck and there's a raccoon who's got this whole bowl full of billiard balls dropping them in the water. There's water put out for animals. Thud, clunk. Thud, clunk. Hands and eyes. Thud, clunk, splosh. Every time a raccoon even looks at a bowl of water, it's full of dirt. So I enjoy it when I'm changing the water in case other animals come through and drink. Kind of fun, you know? Hands and eyes, it's all hands and eyes. There's nothing that's not singing. You would say there's nothing that's not singing what it is to be here in the universe. From the raccoon's point of view, it's clunk. The fox is more like sharing dates with her young ones. The owl's having its chat with the moon. Hands and eyes. The thing you love, the thing you don't love. The thing you're afraid of might happen. There's hands and eyes too. You come up to it, it's like you come up to a wall and then you really, this is common work. You come up to a wall and somebody said, this is a car, it's supposed to help you. And you go, I don't know. And so you come up to the wall like this and it doesn't open, nothing happens. So suddenly you change, it's kind of a practice. Maybe that raccoon's doing practice. Clutch, plunk. So you come up to the wall and then you really sit with it. Sometimes it sort of opens a bit. You know. And then it bumps a wall again. But that gap, what happens in that gap when the wall opens is your mind's not in the way, your mind's not making a wall. Your mind's not teaching you how not to be alive. So you know the stuff we do. You're not gossiping with yourself, all that stuff. Nothing wrong with gossip, but I don't know, it just gets in the way, doesn't it? Yeah. So there are moments when you're just free and there's nothing in your mind and heart. And in practice, the whole thing about KOAN practice, you step through the gap. Or actually the gap you're already through. You don't even have a thought and intention, but you notice we are already free. We were not born and we will never die. And the old Zen teacher said, well, it's just a matter of turning towards the great matter. The hands and eyes, it's all hands and eyes. So I don't know. That's a pretty good thing to come together to spend a retreat on. Yeah. And so you notice if you have a thought, that's hands and eyes too. If you have hands, look at someone else's hands. Avalokiteshvara. Don't be chicken shit, put up your hands. Yeah. Entering the great way, the gap between life and death, and you're stepping through. Hands and eyes all through you. This whole, much of this year has been devoted to Avalokiteshvara. And there is Avalokiteshvara on the altar with, I don't know how many heads on that person. Anybody know? 7 heads, there we are. And a lot of hands and eyes. A lot a lot of water on the walls. So you're in it now, hands and eyes, have you? And there's a lot. One of the great things you can do is to sit a great session. The first session I ever sat, I thought, shit, I'm not going to, I can tell, I can't sit still. My mind just goes on and on. And in those days, they hit you if you move, or yell at you or something. I don't think I care about that, but I just thought, I don't know, I think it's going to be hard. But it wasn't that bad, because I forgot that I couldn't do it. And I forgot that I was separated from people. And I noticed I'm not separated from people. I don't have to do loving kindness because the loving part is already here. It's not something you have to work at. It's in the gaps in the molecules, those gates that we walk through. It's very, I've lived long enough, and I've led a fierce enough life to have accumulated enemies over the years. A good Zen thing, and it's a warrior tradition. But then at some stage recently I thought, there's a few things I better get right. I don't want to be holding grudges with people. I'm old enough, too old now. Even though, and it was great. And I had the two parties that I had the most difficulty with. I don't know that I had the most difficulty, but I had the most difficulty not disliking them. And last night I had this dream where this meditation teacher, this very senior meditation teacher, I used to hang out with a lot, don't anymore. And we just met, and it was great. There was nothing there. I had nothing. He had nothing against me. I had nothing against him. It was a pity, really. It was a lot less interesting. But it was nice in the dream. It was nice in the dream because there was no thought of self and other. There was no thought of I wasn't explaining myself to myself, which is mainly what we're doing when we explain ourselves. Have you noticed that? Well, the reason I did that was, no, it wasn't. The universe just did it and you're an idiot. That's okay. If you know you're an idiot, you're a Zen person. You don't have any thoughts in your head. That's good. So that thing of we can, the whole thing about one of my friends when he was dying, he said somebody gave some sympathetic thing and he just looked at him. He said, well, we're all dying, we're haggling about the timing. And so we've got those gaps we can step through all the time. And when we step through those gaps, the hands are holding us, the eyes, we are in the benevolent regard of the eyes of the great Bodhisattva. There are a lot worse things to be happening in life. So accept the benevolent gaze of the great Bodhisattva. She's behind me too, isn't she? Pouring water. I like that one because the artist, it's a cartoon for a print and silkscreen. And the artist didn't like the face, and so she just drew another one and put it over it. See, the 2 ears are still there. So that's an especially favourable Avalokiteshvara. So and you'll find that when you are on this earth and free, there's nothing you need to be happy. You don't even need not to be sad to be happy. And no, I think we just can appreciate it and love it and thank each other for showing up together. It's such a great thing. Showing up together with our complete hearts. Thank you very much.